Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to New Hampshire Motor Speedway as we prepare for race number 15 of the Mobil 1 Cup Series. Ironic that the 15 is on the pole for race 15. That's Angel D'Souza alongside of Kenny McCurry. But this is not only a race where it's race 15, but it's also the place where we set the stage for what drivers are going to be in the chase for the Mobil 1 Cup Championship for Season 2. Before we go through the starting lineup, let's take a look and see what we have as far as a scenario here for drivers that could possibly fall out mathematically of the top 10 in standings and miss the chase, or drivers that could mathematically move in to the chase here. It's not as big a field as we actually had for the Oreo Truck Series. We had a big chance of drivers being able to get in and out, get in and fall out in that series. In this one, we've only got 6 drivers that could possibly fall out, 4 drivers that could possibly move in. So we'll be watching a total of 10 drivers during the course of today's race. Christian Janes sits 5th in the standings coming into this race. He's got 369 points. Behind him, 8 points in 6th is John Brace. Behind John Brace, 2 points to Jacob Rodriguez in 7th in the standings. 8th in the standings where we find Ziggy Bain. He's 4 points behind 7th place Jacob Rodriguez. Behind Ziggy Bain is 9th place in the standings Ralph Green. He is 7 points behind him. And Amy Nathan comes in 3 points behind Ralph Green in 10th. A total between 5th and 10th is 24 points. So not very much space right there. Drivers that are going to try and get into the points here today, we're going to be keeping our eye on Amy Nathan all day long because she's in that critical 10th position, could very easily fall out of the top 10 in standings. Jordan Hester, he is 11th in the standings, a total of 12 points behind Amy Nathan. Jared Croce is 12th in the standings, is a total of 17 points back behind 10th place Amy Nathan. Lisa Shears is 13th in the standings. She is a total of 29 points back. That's quite a ways back. And Patrick Murphy, he's the long shot driver today that could still make it in. He is 14th in the standings, a total of 32 points out of that 10th position. So Amy Nathan's got a bit of a cushion on both Lisa Shears and Patrick Murphy, but Jordan Hester, Jared Croce, they could prove to be problems here today. Alright, here's the starting lineup for today's race as the 42-car field will be ready to roll off momentarily. Angel D'Souza, I mentioned on the pole, alongside of Kenny McCurry. Kenny McCurry, I believe, is one of those drivers. No, okay, don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, Dougie Shears is going to line up alongside of Ralph Green. He's one of those drivers we're watching today. He comes in 9th in the standings. It's awfully close for him, too. He could slip out easily. Adam Rowe is going to line up alongside of Stephen Dillon. Kristen Worry making a race here in the 82, and she'll start alongside of Jack Richards. Jake Cole alongside of Anthony McCurry. And then it'll be Jared Croce. He's one of those drivers who could make it in, 12th in the standings, alongside of points leader Jake Rogers, who has clinched himself a spot into the chase. Arnold Columbia, he's already clinched himself a spot into the chase as well, as he's going to be, as he finished 2nd in the NR 2003 contest on the NNSCRA Sports Channel. He's going to line up there alongside of his teammate, John Brace. John Brace has got a chance to clinch himself a spot midway through this race into the chase, but right now he is mathematically able to fall out. Then we got Joe Gibbs racing in the next row, Daniel Schwab alongside of Jake Berg. There's Patrick Murphy, our long shot driver. He has to get 32 points in order to get into the top 10. That's going to be a long shot for him. And Christian Janes, very easily today, could clinch himself a spot in the chase. He has to complete 20 laps in this event in order to do that. I believe the same can be said for John Brace. Timmy Pacioli, he's not in the chase right now, not in chase contention, but he does have 2 wins under his belt here in the Mobil 1 Cup Series, so he does have a chance there to possibly get into spot 11 or 12. And he'll start off alongside of Nick Eggleston, who is another driver who has clinched himself a spot into this year's chase. Then it's Ray Wilson. He's also another driver who's clinched himself a spot into the chase. He'll start off alongside Jordan Hester. Remember, Hester is only 12 points behind Amy Nathan, 11th in the standings. He could try and get in here today. Bob Fergus, he's going to line up alongside of Robert Bann, Robert Cruz, beside of Jacob Rodriguez. Rodriguez, as we mentioned, 7th in the standings. Ziggy Bain in the 19. He is another driver who has clinched himself a spot in this year's chase, and he'll start off alongside of Lisa Shears, who is 13th in the standings, one of those drivers trying to get in to the chase here today. Adam Chambers is going to line up alongside of John Worry, and then it'll be Chad Smith alongside of Devin Wilson. Devin Wilson, I believe, is another driver who has clinched himself a spot in the chase here. Yes, indeed, he has. James Bald going to line up alongside of Noel Stiller. And then it's Adrian Brace beside of Amy Nathan in that critical 10th position. Corey Williams alongside of Alex Lozano. Brandon Gonzalez, who picked up another win last week. He's going to end up, obviously, being in the chase because of via wins. He'll start off alongside John Dillon and Sean Galligan and Matthew Rodriguez, the rest of the field. So drivers that have clinched their way into the chase include Nick Eggleston, Jake Rogers, Ray Wilson, Devin Wilson, and Ziggy Bain. I said clinched his way in. He hasn't yet, actually. Ziggy Bain is 8th in the standings. He could, if he completes 35 laps, I believe he would be clinched into the chase, though. So here we go. 45 laps of racing here at New Hampshire, and then the chase field will be set. Who will be in it? We'll find out. Green flag is out. Oh, look at Dougie Shears. All over the... Oh, Kenny McCurry did not get a good restart there. Splitting him almost 4 wide back there. As Dougie Shears now to the inside. And the caution's out. Caution's waving. As Dougie Shears slides by Angel D'Souza. 2 Ford Mustangs battling it out for the top spot. And it looks like Dougie Shears will take the top spot as they will come to the caution flag. Oh, I think Kristen Worry just got in the wall back there as well. That was about around the 6th position. There's John Worry. He's involved. Arnold Columbia is involved. Oh, there's Brandon Gonzalez, Anthony McCurry, Ray Wilson, Devin Wilson. Lisa Shears is involved. Brandon Gonzalez, a 3-time winner this season. Alex Lozano, Chad Smith, Sean Galligan, Christian James is involved. Uh-oh, that's not going to be good for him. Jack Richards, I believe I mentioned. Anthony McCurry, Chad Smith, heavily damaged. There's our points leader coming into this race. Jake Rogers involved. Ray Wilson's on pit road. And I think John Worry actually made a pit stop there. He wasn't involved in the wreck. He made a pit stop, and he came out on the tail end of the lead lap. How about that? But Dougie Shears is the leader under caution. Let's see what happened. 2 wrecks, it looks like, occurring here. Well, I actually found out that both John Worry and Arnold Columbia came down pit road there on before the green flag even came out, and both made 4-tire stops. Alright, so here's what actually occurs here. Kristen Worry going to get into Jared Crocious coming off of turn 4, and it kind of squeezes Jared Crocious up into the wall. This is not good for Crocious. 12th in the standings, trying to get into the top 10, and he's one of those drivers we're going to keep our eye on here. And he's involved, and look at everybody trying to make their way underneath. Jake Berg just does. Ralph Green just barely does. Keeps his chase hopes alive. John Brace is involved, though. Oh, Kenny McCurry gets turned. Robert Cruz gets a piece of it. Patrick Murphy was also involved, that long shot driver. And I think more occurs further back or further up. I don't know which. There's Timmy Pacioli. Must have been something else coming off turn 4. Oh, yeah, it was. Noel Stiller was involved in it. Adam Chambers was involved. Amy Nathan, 10th of the standings, involved. Robert Band was involved. Brandon Gonzalez, Anthony McCurry, a lot of drivers who have clinched themselves spots in the standings were involved. Devin Wilson, Ray Wilson up on his roof. Points leader Jake Rogers, they were involved. And wow. That's a huge wreck. And there's the guy that's won 3 races this season. Brandon Gonzalez involved as well. This is going to be a big bunch of DNFs here for a lot of drivers. We'll find out who they are in just a moment. Well, even though 4 drivers had clinched themselves spots in this year's chase already via being 1st through 4th, every single one of them got some kind of damage from that wreck. Nick Eggleston got a piece of it. So did Jake Rogers, Ray Wilson, and Devin Wilson. Let's take a look and see who has retired from this race as a result of this wreck. You see that Ray Wilson, Sean Galligan, they're able to continue on. I believe John Brace has retired from the race here. That's not good for him. 6th in the standings. Jake Rogers, our points leader, is out. Anthony McCurry, Adam Chambers, Brandon Gonzalez, Chad Smith, Jordan Hester, and Noel Stiller all retiring from today's race. So you notice drivers such as Jared Crocious, Lisa Shears, and Patrick Murphy are able to continue on. However, Jordan Hester, who came in 11th in the standings, he is out, and so therefore he will not make the chase this season. So John Worry is not the leader. He's actually on the tail end of the lead lap, right ahead of Dougie Shears. Arnold Columbia was able to get ahead of Dougie Shears, his teammate, before the caution came out, and so Arnold Columbia is at the tail end of the lead lap, way at the back of this longest line. John Worry, if a caution came out here, this could put him back on the lead lap right now, as he is ahead of leader Dougie Shears, and he will, because Jacob Rodriguez just nailed the wall back there with somebody else. I don't know who for certain, but someone backed into the outside retaining wall along with Jacob Rodriguez. And Rodriguez is 7th in the standings. Caution's out, and John Worry's back on the tail end of the lead lap. Oh, Amy Nathan was involved again, it looks like. And she's 10th in the standings again, to mention that. James Bald, Kristen Worry, Alex Lozano. Someone nailed the inside retaining wall heading down pit road. There's Patrick Murphy. I bet it was Arnold Columbia. No, it was Ralph Green. Ralph Green, 9th in the standings. Devin Wilson's also involved. And Lisa Shears got a piece of it as well, it looks like. Utter chaos happening here at New Hampshire. Let's take a look and see what happened. Alright, here's what happened right there. Patrick Murphy got a little loose in the turn there and gets up into both Ralph Green and Jacob Rodriguez. Look at Jared Crocious trying to keep his chase hopes alive. Which way do I go? Which way do I go? Oh, and I think he just barely made it through there without any damage. That was pretty doggone good. Oh, there's Kristen Worry. She hits Patrick Murphy. And Lisa Shears. No, Lisa Shears wasn't involved. Oh, John Dillon, Alex Lozano getting into it there, along with James Bald and Christian Janes. And Robert Band as well. Look at Bob Fergus trying to make his way through. Oh, I think he just did. Wow. And look at Ralph Green. He's upside down on his roof. Let's see the hard hit Arnold Columbia took, though, into the pit wall. Okay, this was coming into turn 3. Devin Wilson just... I don't know what happened there, but he got way loose. Slides up, gets Arnold Columbia, and the two of them slide up the racetrack, get the outside retaining wall. Both are clinched into the chase, but obviously this is not the kind of New Hampshire they want to have. And there's Jack Richards getting spun further up ahead there, right there. And Columbia runs into the back of Jack Richards. I don't know who Richards spun off the nose of, though. I'm trying to see if I can find out here. It may have been off of either Corey Williams or Robert Cruz. I'm not certain. But Columbia takes a few hard hits there, one into the wall and the one into Jack Richards, and his day isn't done. Let's see right here. Oh, it looks like he was going to come down pit road. Christian Janes was not. And Christian Janes gets up and into him, and right there you see him make the least little bit of contact when his car went into reverse, and Columbia's just nowhere he can go. And look at the... Oh, man, look at the impact into that barrier there at the entrance of pit road. Wow, that was a hard lick. Right then, so these are the drivers that have retired as a result of this wreck. They include Kristen Worry, Ralph Green, Devin Wilson, Arnold Columbia, Alex Lozano, James Bald, Amy Nathan in that critical 10th position has retired from the race. And so that may mean very easily she could fall out of the top 10 in standings. Now, Ralph Green, he's a little bit further ahead. I believe that with the fact that Jordan Hester has retired from this race, that he does have a chance of being able to remain in the chase due to Lisa Shears' misfortune. Let's quickly go through the top 10. Dougie Shears is the leader. Second is Angel D'Souza. Daniel Schwab is in third. Jake Berg fourth. Jake Cole fifth. Adam Rose is sixth. Seventh is Stephen Dillon. Ziggy Bain in eighth. Ninth is Timmy Pacioli. And Matthew Rodriguez is up in the 10th position. Now, I'm going to try and work the calculators here for a quick moment. Amy Nathan has retired into the 34th position. The closest driver to her to be able to get into the chase is 12th place in the standings, Jared Crocious. He is 17 points back, which means he has to finish 18 points ahead of that, did I say 31st? Of that 34th position, which means he would have to, in order to get into the chase, say 34, 18, he would have to finish 16th or better. 16th or better is the goal for Jared Crocious. Let's take a look and see if we can find out where he is running right now. Oh, caution's out, though. It looks like that was Kristen Worry again. I think it was. So it was indeed. Dougie Shears continues to lead under caution there, but let's see if we can look up quickly through here, see where Jared Crocious is running. He is running exactly in the 16th position. That would get him into the chase, right there, if he finishes 16th. If he finishes 17th, it looks like then Amy Nathan would get in by 1 point. Let's see where we're under the caution. Okay, here's what happened. Looks like Kristen Worry's going to get some contact right there from Ralph Green, who is... Oh, Ralph Green's still in this. He was upside down. They got his car turned right back, right side up, and he's running again. On the lead lap, I think. Or no, he's 1 lap down, but... What? Are you kidding me? Right there. Okay, Stephen Dillon gets into the wall with Kristen Worry. Coming into the screen is Lisa Shears. She hit the wall. But does she get through this? No, she'd made contact. And that, if she retires, that would leave only Jared Crocious and Patrick Murphy who are going to try and get into the chase. But Kristen Worry, man, that was a hard lick. But I'm still trying to figure out, how did Ralph Green, how was he able to continue? His car had flipped upside down, and yet he's still running in this race. Oh my goodness, that is so strange. I've never seen that done before. And I just found this out. After they missed that Kristen Worry Stephen Dillon wreck, right there, Jared Crocious makes contact with Nick Eggleston and up into the fence they go. Remember, Crocious is one of those drivers trying to get into the chase. Nick Eggleston has clinched himself a spot in the chase, but they did indeed slap the outside retaining wall. Right, so we'll get ready to go back under the green flag. Cars that are out as a result of this wreck. Jared Crocious has not retired yet. He's still in this. But 1 lap down there are Ray Wilson, Sean Gallagher, and Ralph Green. Kristen Worry has retired as a result of this wreck. So, tough break for her. But we're trying to find out if Jared Crocious is still in this. Remember, he has to be running in at least 16th. And even after that hit in the wall, he is still running in 16th. And how about John Worry? He was almost down on a lap. He was on the tail end of the lead lap, raced his way back in, and he's running 15th right now. That is pretty doggone impressive for that 81 car. Top 10 looks like this. Dougie Shears, Angel D'Souza, Daniel Schwab, Jake Cole, Adam Rose, Timmy Pacioli, Jake Berg, Matthew Rodriguez, Ziggy Bain, and Robert Cruz. As we will go back to green flag on lap 15 of 45. Remember, we have to hit lap 20 for drivers such as Christian James and John Brace to clinch themselves spot. Well, actually, I don't know. John Brace is out of the race, so at least Christian James would clinch himself a spot, it looks like. And Dougie Shears just pulls away. Says, bye-bye, everybody. I'm on my way. And, I was surprised. I was planning to look up into turn 4, see the caution lights on, but no caution yet. As Dougie Shears just waves bye-bye to the rest of this field. He's got about, 6 car lengths over Angel D'Souza now, who is under fire from, I believe that's Daniel Schwab. That would be for the 2nd position. Tell you, Dougie Shears right now with this kind of lead, thing he's praying for is a long green flag run. And I couldn't tell if the caution's out or not. Yes, it is. Okay, I thought I saw the yellow lights on. See who's involved. Looks like Stephen Dillon, Lisa Shears, Jack Richards, and oh man, we were just talking about John Worry and he's involved. Ooh. Now, we got to watch Lisa Shears here. If Lisa Shears does retire, that leaves just Jared Crocious and Patrick Murphy. You're going to try and get into the chase here, into the top 10. And Lisa Shears will continue. Good. So Lisa Shears keeps her chase hopes alive as she's going to continue on. Let's see what happened to her. Okay, here's what happened. Jack Richards slides up the racetrack. Just nothing that Corey Williams can do. He's 4 wide there. Robert Cruz and Ralph Green, 9th in the standings. This is not good for him. He nails that outside retaining wall there. Jack Richards gets turned around, and John Worry, the track's just blocked for him at this point. Nowhere, he tries going low, but Jacob Rodriguez is there. Stephen Dillon gets into the back of him there. Jared Crocious just squeaks by. It looks like Christian James, they are all hitting each other, but still are able to make it through. And Lisa Shears, of course, getting hit right back there as well. And boy, they were almost wrecking further up there with Christian James and Jared Crocious, but they made it through somehow. Okay, lights are on still on the pace car. I think we're going to go back to green flag racing on lap 22, but I wanted to give myself a little bit of an extended time here, so we'll be able to go through a full field rundown and pretty much set the chase field as far as the points are right now. Now, we are on lap 20. Christian James has to be on the racetrack right now running in order to secure himself a spot in the chase. Is he doing so? Yes, he is. He's running in the 16th position, so Christian James has now clinched himself a spot in the chase. Same has to be said for Jacob Rodriguez. He has to be running on the racetrack in order to be in the chase now, and he is doing so. He is in the 11th position. So, Christian James, Jacob Rodriguez, they have both clinched themselves spots in the chase, and now Ziggy Bain is the next driver that we're going to look at. If he is running on the racetrack still, he is in the chase. He is indeed. He's running in 7th. That's enough to secure himself a spot in the chase. The driver we have very much in doubt, though, is John Brace, who has retired from this race, so we don't know if he's going to stay in or not. Ralph Green, has he been able to stay there? Because if he hasn't, he could easily fall out of the top 10 in the standings. He has continued on. He's in 24th position. We know that Amy Nate in 10th in the standings is out. And Jared Crocious, he has to be running in the 16th position or better, I remember, in order to get into the chase and bypass Amy Naton. He is running in 15th. Man, is he awfully close to maybe not getting into the chase. He cannot finish 17th. That is just how it goes mathematically. Okay, Dougie Shears is the leader. Angel D'Souza second. Third is Daniel Schwab. Fourth is Jake Cole. Fifth right now is Jake Berg. You see Stephen Dillon, Jack Richards, and Lisa Shears have joined those lap down cars. Sixth is Matthew Rodriguez. Seventh is Ziggy Bain. Eighth is Adam Rose. Ninth, Timmy Pacioli. And 10th is Corey Williams. Good run for him. His teammate, Jacob Rodriguez, running in 11th. John Dillon, 12th. 13th is Adrian Brace. 14th, Robert Cruz. 15th is Jared Crocious. Christian James, 16th. Kenny McCurry is 17th. 18th, Robert Band. 19th is Nick Eggleston. 20th is Bob Burgess. 21st is John Worry. Then 22nd is Ray Wilson. 23rd is Ralph Green. 24th is Sean Galligan. 25th is Stephen Dillon. 26th is Jack Richards. And 27th is Lisa Shears. That's it. 27 cars on the racetrack. 22 of them, actually no, 21 of them on the lead lap. So, Christian James, Ray Wilson sliding up the racetrack there. Angel D'Souza almost able to get to the inside of Dougie Shears. Will she do so? No, she stays behind Dougie Shears. But, Christian James, Jacob Rodriguez, Ziggy Bain, they have mathematically officially clinched themselves spots in this year's chase. They will join Nick Eggleston, Jake Rogers, Devin Wilson, and Ray Wilson. Caution's out again. This time it's for Sean Galligan. Galligan was a lap car. Oh, and that engine just died on him. There's no power in that car. Okay, maybe there is, yep, there is a little bit of power, but it sounded like that car just absolutely went kaput as far as the engine goes. Let's see what involved him. He was a lap car. I'll bet he was holding up traffic and got turned. And I'll tell you who this is really helping. This is helping Jared Crocious, because it's helping him to hold on to that top 15 run he's got, that 15th position. If a long green flag run happens, he could easily be bypassed for 16th and 17th, which would drop him out of possible chase contention. But let's take a look and see what happens here. Stephen Dillon may be the one that turns Galligan. Right there, yep. Yep, Stephen Dillon turns the two-lap cars battling for position, actually. And, Sean nailed that inside retaining wall a ton. Just look at the buckle on the hood of that race car. That car is smashed in the front end, and he has retired. Whoa! John Dillon just making it by. There goes Jared Crocious. Probably driving by saying, yes, another caution. I still have a chance. Right, so we'll go back to green flag racing on lap 27 of 45. The only car out of the race is Sean Galligan. Let's look through the field now. Dougie Shears is the leader. Angel D'Souza is second. Third is Jake Cole. Fourth is Daniel Schwab. And fifth is Jake Berg. Matthew Rodriguez is sixth. Seventh, Tim Pacioli. Eighth right now is Corey Williams. Ninth is Adrian Brace, and Robert Cruz runs 10th. 11th is Jacob Rodriguez. 12th is John Dillon. Up to 13th now is where we find Jared Crocious. So Crocious has got himself a little bit of real estate right now to be able to get himself into the chase. Kenny McCurry is in 14th, 15th, Nick Eggleston, 16th is Bob Fergus, 17th, Robert Band, 18th is Ziggy Bain, John Worry is 19th, Christian James runs in 20th. One lap down in 21st is where we find Ralph Green, 22nd is John Dillon, 23rd is Jack Richards, 24th is Ray Wilson, and 25th is Lisa Shears. So we know almost our entire field here. Ralph Green he's one lap down. He has to make it to lap 35 in order to clinch himself a spot in the chase. Well, actually, no. He has to just remain ahead of Lisa Shears right now. If he can remain ahead of Lisa Shears in the running order, Ralph Green will make the chase. That's what he's got to do, because Jared Crocious, if he moves in, Nathan would be the one to fall out, not Ralph Green. And right now, Patrick Murphy is not in any chance of being able to get up and knock Ralph Green out of the top 10. Neither is Jordan Hester. So the goal for Ralph Green, just finish ahead of Lisa Shears. So we're going to be watching Shears versus Green and Crocious versus Nathan as the caution waves once again. And it looks like it involved Lisa Shears and Jack Richards. If that's the case, that's even bigger for Ralph Green. If Lisa Shears retires from this race, Ralph Green will automatically make the chase. But if he finishes ahead of her when this race is over, he will make the chase as well. Let's take a look and see what happened to Jack Richards and Lisa Shears. Well, I thought something happened to Jack Richards, but perhaps I was mistaken. I'm looking up there, seeing if anything did happen to him off turn 4, but the car that I did see with the smoke and everything was Lisa Shears. Jack Richards looks okay up to that point there. Unless he gets turned right there. I think it does get turned further up. But Jacob Rodriguez turns Lisa Shears right there. Yeah. Yep. Jack Richards did get turned right there. Contact with Daniel Schwab. That held Schwab up quite a bit there. But Schwab didn't get off of Jack Richards. Just kept turning him. And everybody trying to make their way by. That's why we're under the caution. Let's see if Lisa Shears is going to retire. If so, Ralph Green has clinched himself a spot in the Season 2 chase for the championship. And the answer to that is no, she has not. Lisa Shears is still in this thing. But where is Ralph Green running? She is 25th. Ralph Green is 21st. So he is still ahead of her by 4 positions. He has to remain ahead of Lisa Shears. Okay, Dougie Shears is the leader. Second position is Angel D'Souza. Then we got Jake Cole third. Matthew Rodriguez has moved his way up to 4th. And 5th is Corey Williams. 6th is Timmy Pacioli. Jake Berg 7th. Adrian Brace is in 8th. 9th is Robert Cruz. And 10th is Daniel Schwab. John Dillon, Nick Eggleston, Kenny McCurry, Jacob Rodriguez, and Jared Crocious are the top 15. Crocious still is inside the top 16. That's where he needs to be in order to clinch a spot in the chase. Then it's Christian James, Bob Burgess, John Worry, Ziggy Bain, and Robert Band. That's the top 20 on the lead lap. Then cars one lap down, 21st on back is Ralph Green, Stephen Dillon, Ray Wilson, Jack Richards, and Lisa Shears. 25 cars on the lead lap, 25 cars on the racetrack rather, 20 of them on the lead lap. If you just join us, we're watching 2 battles of drivers trying to stay in and get in to the top 10 in the standings. Ralph Green in the 2 car must remain ahead of Lisa Shears in the 30 in order to to clinch a spot in the top 10 in the standings, and Jared Crocious must finish 16th or better in order to clinch himself a spot into the championship standings and knock out Lisa Shears. Caution is out. Oh dear. I think that Jared Crocious was involved in that. Timmy Pacioli as well, Ray Wilson, and Matthew Rodriguez, along with Daniel Schwab. Adrian Brace is involved in something. Christian James is involved, and I think John Dillon got spun out on the front stretch. A lot of action going on here. Let's see what happened. Okay, the car we saw that I think ended up getting involved to start this wreck was Ray Wilson. They're going 3 wide, splitting the lap car of Wilson. Matthew Rodriguez up there on the high side. Oh, Stephen Dillon made contact there with Jake Cole. Oh, right there. I think someone made contact. Corey Williams made contact with Jack Richards. And Jack Richards came down, clipped Timmy Pacioli, put him up into Ray Wilson. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Look at Adrian Brace. Oh, that's a hard hit right there. As he makes contact, Ray Wilson. Matthew Rodriguez gets held up there, and I think there was a wreck further up. Maybe, involving Daniel Schwab. Yes, indeed. Right there, contact with John Dillon sends Schwab up into his teammate from Joe Gibbs Racing, Jake Berg, and watch Adrian Brace. Just absolutely nowhere to go. Oh, man, and Brace was on his way to a good finish. So was Daniel Schwab, for that matter. And then John Dillon, let's see what happens to him. There was a car that slid up the racetrack there, a white car. I couldn't tell who it was. Oh, Corey Williams slid up the racetrack. And does he get into Lisa Shears, or does John Dillon just come up and get Lisa Shears? Oh, John Dillon did. He just came up and tapped Lisa Shears, and that sends him into a spin. Does he miss the wall? No, he got a piece of the inside wall. Oh, tough break for him. All right, let's go back to green, as that's why we're under the caution. 2 incidents here, or 3 actually, on lap 33. All right, so we'll go back to green flag racing on lap 37 of 45, which means there'll be a total of 9 laps to go. And it will be a single file restart because it's less than 10 laps. So here's the way they'll line up. Dougie Shears is the leader. Jake Cole is second. Angel D'Souza third. 1 lap down in 19th is where we find Stephen Dillon. 1 lap down in 20th is Jack Richards. Then we got Jake Berg, who's up in 4th. 1 lap down in 21st is Ralph Green. And look at this. He's 1 position ahead of Lisa Shears, who is 22nd. He has to remain 1 position ahead at least of Lisa Shears, and he's doing that right now. Corey Williams is 5th, 6th is Nick Eggleston, 7th is Kenny McCurry, 8th is Robert Cruz. Jacob Rodriguez is 9th, John Worry is up to 10th, 11th is Bob Fergus, Robert Bann is 12th, John Dillon 13th, Daniel Schwab 14th, Matthew Rodriguez 15th, 1 lap down 23rd is where we find Ray Wilson, 16th is Timmy Pacioli, 17th is Jared Crocious, folks. Right now, he would be out of the chase if he finished where he was, there in the 17th position, and 18th is Ziggy Bain. This is not good for Crocious right now. In order to get into the chase, he has to finish in the 16th position or better, and he is running in 17th. A lot of nerves, I'll bet, going on right down there in that number 99 pit box. On the War Wagon, they're probably just telling him, you gotta pass one of those cars. You've got to pass one of those cars for position. I'll tell you right now, I can tell you number 1 thing that Jared Crocious is hoping for. This is a rather strange thing to wish for, but I'll bet this is what he's wanting. A wreck to occur at the front of the field. He make it through it, and that would pick him up spots and ensure him a spot into the chase. Now, that's not likely to happen, probably, but that's exactly what he's hoping for. If that's not what he's hoping for, if he doesn't think he can make it through the wrecks, then the next best thing he could hope for is that a lead lap car gets caught up behind a lapped car, and he's able to make his way around that car for position. So he's got to pick up 1 spot in order to make the chase. Can it be done with a total of 9? I make that now 8 laps to go. Green flag is out, and we got a battle on for the lead already. Jake Cole. This is the first challenge all day Dougie Shears has received. Look at Angel D'Souza thinking about 3 wide for the top spot. 3 wide. D'Souza down low, Jake Cole up high, Dougie Shears even higher, as Jake Cole now will battle it out with Dougie Shears side by side. Dougie Shears getting shuffled right up to that high side. Is the caution out at all? That's what Crocious is hoping for. And as of right now, we are still clean and green. Let's look back at Crocious. He's got to get by somebody here. Where is he? He's trying to get beneath Daniel Schwab, and he's going to try to. He has done it. Can he keep it there? Oh no, Crocious gets turned! Crocious got turned! And he hits the wall! Crocious, who's trying to get into the chase, gets turned! And that may take him out of contention. Oh my goodness! Jared Crocius, who is trying to get into the chase, he was involved right there, and Jake Cole leads under caution. Now, Crocius, I don't know how bad the damage was when he hit that inside retaining wall. It was with the rear end of his race car. Don't know if that's enough damage to put him out of this race. If so, Amy Nathan has made it in. Let's look and see what happened to Crocius coming off that turn once again. I don't believe this. Just when we were looking back to see him make this pass on Daniel Schwab, watch Ziggy Bain. Well, he made the least little bit of contact with him there, and then Crocius gets loose and gets tapped again by Ziggy Bain. Now watch this. This is what I think Jared Crocius would have not liked to have had happen. Look at right here, just the least bit of contact with that the right rear of that number 99. I don't see any black smoke coming out. I don't know if that's enough damage to put him in the garage area. We're going to find out. But, boy, if you thought that the 99 crew was on pins and needles now, or then, they are now. I think we're going to be able to have a restart, but is he going to be able to pick up enough spots to get into the chase? He crossed the line last time in 17th, needs to finish this race in 16th or better. Well, it's going to be a one-lap shootout to decide this event. Jake Cole is the leader over Dougie Shear's Angel D'Souza, but the big story here, folks, is the fact that Jared Crocius, let's see where he's running now. He is 18th. He has to bypass in one lap. Has to bypass both Kenny McCurry and John Worry in order to get in to the championship standings. Alright, now let's see if Ralph Green has indeed clinched himself a spot. He would have to be right now running ahead of Lisa Shears. There's Green. He is 20th on the racetrack right now. Is Lisa Shears behind him or in front of him? Behind him. Lisa Shears is 21st. So right now, that would mean that Ralph Green is in the chase. So Jake Cole leads. Dougie Shears second. Angel D'Souza third. Jake Berg fourth. And fifth is Corey Williams. Those five are the top five coming down for the final restart of the regular season. And then the chase will begin. Jake Cole takes the green flag and the white flag at the same time. So Jake Cole leads. Let's see if Crocius is going to go to work here. He looks to the inside. Oh, he's going four wide. Can he get by John Worry? He's by Kenny McCurry. Oh, wreck ahead! Wreck ahead! If he can get by these guys, he may be able to get into the chase. He may be able to get into the chase here. Jake Cole, we're getting the word, is ahead, but we're watching Jared Crocius. Jake Cole comes off turn 4 and wins. Where does Crocius cross the line? He has to be 16th or better. He crosses the line in the 16th position! Jared Crocius crosses the line in the 16th position! Crocius has made the chase as they're wrecking back there between Jack Richards and Lisa Shears, but Jared Crocius has made the chase! And Jake Cole has won this race. Whoa! What an event! Are you kidding me? Jared Crocius? They must be going ecstatic down there in the 99 pit crew box. Oh my goodness, Crocius defies the odds. Restarts in 18th, and with that wreck that occurred ahead of him, finishes in the 16th position and clinches himself a spot in the chase. Let's take a look at what happened to cause this wreck. And this wreck not only secured Jared Crocius' spot in the chase, but also Ralph Green. As you see, Lisa Shears was the car trying to bypass him. And right there, Ziggy Bain gets into Lisa Shears, who gets into Robert Bann. And so Lisa Shears will not make the chase. Ralph Green will. Look at Jared Crocius just get by right there. If he had nailed Robert Bann, that would have ended his chase hopes. But right there, he got by. He was able to pick up positions, and he has made the chase. Unbelievable. And we didn't show you Jake Cole coming around to take the checkers. Here you go. Off turn 4 for the final time. Jake Cole with a huge lead over Angel D'Souza. And Jake Cole wins the race here at New Hampshire, taking the checkers in that number 12 car. Well, this has been one epic race, folks. Let me tell you, I don't think I ever remember as exciting a race. Probably the most exciting race since this was the Mobil 1 Cup Series race, where Anthony McCurry just nicked Robert Ban at the line at the Infineon Raceway last season. But man, was this excited. Pins and needles was what we were on. Crocious needed to pick up 2 spots on that restart to get into the chase, and he finishes in the 16th position, where he needed to at least finish to make the chase. We're going to step aside for a moment. I will show you the finishing order of this race, and then I will come back and we will give the point scenario and the chase standings heading into next week's event. Alright guys, I'm back, and yeah, I'm going to show you the rookie standings first. I'm going to keep you in suspense, ha ha ha, I mean. Okay, so Jacob Rodriguez, he's got a pretty good 4-point lead over Devin Wilson. Then you got Ziggy Bain, Jake Rogers, Ralph Green. That's the top 5 in the rookie standings. John Brace, Jared Crocious, Amy Nathan, Patrick Murphy, John Dillon, the top 10 in the standings. How about John Dillon? That one car's been having some tough times, but he's doing pretty well in the rookie standings, though. And is not out of it to possibly take Rookie of the Year. Alright, here we go. I've left you in suspense long enough. We're going to show you the standings. And a big question was also John Brace had retired early on this race. Would he fall out of the standings? But due to the fact that Ralph Green stayed ahead of Lisa Shears and Jared Crocious knocked out Amy Nathan, John Brace stayed in 9th. So it's Nick Eggleston, the points leader, Ray Wilson, Jacob Rodriguez, Christian James, and Devin Wilson, the top 5. Ziggy Bain, Jake Rogers slipped all the way down to 7th right there. Ralph Green made his way into the chase after finishing ahead of Lisa Shears. He's 8th. John Brace stayed in 9th, and Jared Crocious, by 1 point, moved his way into 10th by finishing in that 16th position. Mighty, mighty close there. John Worry ended up almost getting into the chase there. He was not one of the drivers we had listed in our thing to be able to make it in, save for Dougie Shears, but they almost made it in as well with their good finishes here at New Hampshire, so that was mighty close for them. And of course, Timmy Pacioli, 17th in the standings, and Brendan Gonzalez, 38th in the standings, will be making the chase due to the fact that they have the most wins, 3 for Gonzalez and 2 for Pacioli this season. Alright, so this is the way that the rest of the standings look, and here is the chase for the championship points. Brandon Gonzalez, with his 3 wins, is going to be atop the leaderboard with 515. Timmy Pacioli, with his 2 wins, behind him by 5 points. Ray Wilson, Jacob Rodriguez, Devin Wilson, Ralph Green, and Jared Crocious have all been to victory lane. They pick up 5 extra points. And then you got Nick Eggleston, Christian James, Ziggy Bain, Jake Rogers, all the way down in 11th, and John Brace in 12th in the standings. And of course, Arnold Columbia, 13th in the standings, because he ended up getting in via finishing 2nd in the NR 2003 contest. So, the chase field is set. 5 races will decide a champion. And we had one exciting event here today. By the skin of his teeth, Jared Crocious makes it into the chase. Congrats to him. And congrats to Jake Cole on his Mobil 1 Cup Series win here this season at New Hampshire. The chase will be on, but the Snickers Cup Series chase is yet to be set. We'll be setting that for you when the Cup cars come here to New Hampshire for 45 laps of racing. You've been watching production of NNSCRA numbers with the NCGMRS. See you guys later. Hope you enjoy this chase season.